list, we have the game between Ipswich and Arsenal. This is going to be an entertaining game for Arsenal fans. Congratulations to Arsenal for defeating Real Madrid in the Champions League. They are through to the semi-final. They did what they need to do. They handled their business. They gave Madrid rice, but Madrid could not understand the type of rice they gave them. They don't know if it was jollof. They don't know if it was fried rice. They don't even know if it was white rice. The rice was too much for them to handle. So now going forward against Ipswich, this is a game that Arsenal need to rest players. Yes, they need to give players rest. Those players have put in enough shift against Madrid. They need to relax themselves. I don't think they are going to find it difficult to beat Ipswich. This is a game they can easily win with rotation. Yes, this is a game that will be easy for them. They can beat Ipswich with their eye closed. Ipswich is not going to pose enough threat to Arsenal. I do not see. Arsenal is going to be too much for Ipswich to handle. Arteta have the opportunity to rotate his players and then come against Crystal Palace. They can then bring them back. By that time, the players would have good rest because they've gone all the way to Madrid. They've put in some shift on those, like they put in a shift in Madrid. They did enough running. They did a lot of ground. They did a lot of running in that game. So this game against Ipswich is a game that they can rotate those players, give them a break. They can bring them in the second half, get 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, and then they can move on to the next game against Crystal Palace, which will be their second game this weekend. They can rotate players. This is an opportunity to do so. Ipswich is an easy side. Ipswich is done and dusted. They're already in championship. Ipswich have nothing to offer Arsenal. They have nothing to threaten Arsenal with. That's going to be a flawless victory for Arsenal. The key to victory for Arsenal against Ipswich is going to start with their midfielders. Their midfielders need to create. Their offense need to finish. I don't think their defense will have any threat they need to deal with in the Ipswich. Their defense just need to show up and show up. It's that simple. It's going to be a walk in the park for them against Ipswich. Midfielders need to create, offense need to finish, Arsenal need to get scoring goals, Arsenal need to start scoring goals again in the Premier League. They are scoring goals in the Champions League, a lot of goals in the Champions League, but they are struggling to score goals in the Premier League. So this is a game they can practice with. This is a game they can get their offense going. They can get their players picking up easy goals. This is an opportunity to pick up easy goals. Practice anything you need to practice is on Ipswich. This is the game. For the next game we have on our list, the game between Arsenal and Crystal Palace. This is going to be more difficult than the Ipswich game. Crystal Palace look like they have some physical players. They have players that can cover ground. They have a little bit of threat up for the likes of Mateta and Eze. So this game is going to be more serious compared to the Ipswich game. So I believe this is the game that Arsenal need to focus more on. The Ipswich game, they can just practice and they will pick up their 3 points. This is the Crystal Palace is the game that will actually be more competitive. If you are to watch that as a neutral fan, tune in for the Crystal Palace game. Do not watch the Ipswich game because that game belongs to Arsenal fans and Arsenal fans alone. The game against Crystal Palace, I expect this game to be a physical matchup. It's a London derby. Crystal Palace are currently on the beach. They have nothing to play for this season. They are not getting relegated and they are not competing for top 4 or top 5 or European places. They are not competing for anything. They are just there on the beach, laying down and waiting for next season. So this is a game that Arsenal need to be careful and Arsenal need to make sure that Crystal Palace do not mess up their party. Arsenal need to get ready for this game, be sound, be physical,